Hello friends, welcome back to the series of tenses. So today we will learn, as you see, that is future with will, are, going to part 2. So in this part today we will explore that is how to use the will, are, going to with future. Okay? So today we will also know the structure, and also today we will also know the structure of the sentence, that is how can we use this tense. Okay, and today we will get about it, and also by besides we will also get the structure, and with many kinds of verbs, with many kinds of subjects, you can create many types of sentences. Okay everyone, so no more wasting time, let's get started our today's video journey. So as you can see here, we can start from that is our main goal is to start with will. Okay, so here, so first of all, today I have written these, that is most of the previous sentences I have generally written, that is positive, negative, question. Okay, and in question I always transform it into the positive form of question, negative form of question. But today I have written this a little bit of different. Why? Because there's a reason. Because we are practicing both of them, will or going to. That's why today my handwriting structure is a little bit of different, but it's in the same rule, everyone. Okay, so just if you just follow me, then you can understand. So first of all, we will practice will, and then we will practice that is going to. Okay, so we can start from here, and from this we are focusing on the positive form. Okay, positive. So here we can say that is I will play, you will play, we will play, they will play, he will play, she will play, it will play, and go on like this. Okay, as we did. Then we can also add a person's name, as you know, that is Arjon will play, okay, Cody will play, Dina will play, like this. Now, in the positive sentence, we have to focus something. What's that? That is, we can contract, okay? We can contract, that is I will, okay? Because I will, you will, okay? If we want to say into the contraction, we can say that is I'll. What? I'll. It means I will. Same like the other subjects. Like this I'll, you will, they'll, he'll, she'll, it'll. Okay, it will be only the subjects, but person will be different. Okay, because you can use Arjun, okay, because it will be wrong. It will be Arjun will, okay, but only these subjects, it will be I'll, ill, okay, then the will be contracted. But if it is person's name, then you can contract it. Okay, you have to remember the 1 point up here. Okay, so just you can keep a note, okay, on your notebook. And then the another is, we have already learned the positive, and now we will learn the negative. How can we do to the negative? Oh, I have already forgotten to tell you something. Will is generally used both of sides. One is formal and another one is informal, of unplanned. Okay, something is unplanned. On that time we can also use will. Okay, so I hope that is you have understood. And if we talk about the will, then we have already understand this. Now we will just observe now the negative. Okay, so what's the negative saying? He won't play. Okay, so during the negative, generally we use, as you know, that is will, or after the word of will, we generally add not. Okay, we generally add not. But if we contract it, will not, it becomes won't. Okay, won't. He won't play. Okay, I have just written one example, but you can use this multiple types of subjects like this. I won't play, you won't play, they won't play, he won't play. Okay, she won't play, it won't play, or John won't play. Okay, even though the person's name won't will be also used during the negative. Okay, so it's the negative. We have already understand it. Now we will try to learn the question. So before the question, we have to put the will. Yes, you can see the will. I have already put the will before the word of subject. Then it becomes like this. Will he play tomorrow? Okay, it's the question of positive sentence. Like this, we can also do it like other subjects. We can say, will I play? Will you play? Will we play? Will they play? Just add the will before the word of subject. Will he play? Will she play? Will it play? Will Arjon play? Will Corin play? Like this. Then after the verb, okay, after the main verb, you can add the extension. It depends on you. However your extension be, but it should be correct. Okay, instead of tomorrow, you can add in the afternoon. Okay, as like this. Will he play at the in the afternoon? Okay, so that is at the afternoon. Okay, at the afternoon. Okay, so we can just use this. So we can just use this any kinds of extension. It depends on us. Now we have already understand this, and then we will just practice the negative form of question that is used here. Same. Just you have to transform will not becomes owned. Okay, as you know, if we don't want to use the contraction, then we have to put the will up before the word of subject. Then we have to put the not after the word of subject. So it's a little bit of mess. We don't want to enter this matter. So we can so what else can we to do? We can just just contract the word of will not, and then it becomes owned. Okay, like negative sentence. We can say, we can put this before the word of he. Then our sentence becomes, won't he play tomorrow? We can just keep the other subjects like this. Won't I play? Won't you play? Won't they play in the pill? Won't he play with his brother? Won't she play with her friends? And go on. Okay, then by this we can use this. So we have already understand the will, and then we will focus on the going to. So now we will practice the going to here, and it's same like this. Okay, but during the going to, as you know, that is going to always puts in the informal. It always indicates the informal, okay, which is something is planned. On the time we are used to it, that is going to. Okay, and during this, if we contract something, for example, that is if we say like this, I am, we generally say I am. Okay, okay, we generally then our subjects become contracts. Then the subject and the to be verb contracts like this. If I tell you one subject, I am becomes same here. Your becomes your, where becomes where, there becomes there. Okay, like this. He is becomes his, she is becomes she's, and it is becomes its. Okay, so then if we just say like this, then our sentences will be, I'm going to play, you are going to play, we are going to play. Okay, you sound like this, we're. Okay, they're going to play, he's going to play, she's going to play, it's going to play. But it will be a little bit of different with the names. That is, Arjon is going to play. You can also use that Arjon's going to play. Okay, but most of the time people generally is used to say Arjon is going to play. Okay, if they want to add the person name. But if you want, you can say this. But it is correct to use Arjon is going to play. Okay, so just keep that point in your diary. So we have already understand this. So just keep this in your note. Then we will learn that is how to transform it into the negative and the question. So now we have already reached the negative sentence, and now we are watching that is, you aren't going to play. So here, after the word of you, our sentences are not. As we know, that is after the word of to be verb, we have to use what? We have to use not. So here we can see that it is you what? You aren't. Okay, that is you aren't. So here, that is you aren't, that is you are not. You are not going to play. But we have just contracted it. You aren't going to play. like this, because we have already learned here. Then now we will learn the negative, because we have already learned the negative here. If you want to say this with the word of you, and if I talk about only about I, then it will be you don't have to control it. You can simply add the not after the word of like this. I'm not going to play, our sentence like this. But if you want to transfer it into the negative, with you can say you aren't going to play, because aren't means are not. Like other verbs, like other subjects, we aren't going to play, they aren't going to play. Okay, so now we have already understand this, and now we will use the third person singular like this with he. For example, that is, he's not going to play. So it's the one contraction, is the one contraction of negative, he's not going to play. We have to also keep the another contraction, that is, he isn't going to play. So I have used the is with the word of he, and then and the next contraction I have used the is with the word of not. Okay, just keep this in your diary. So he's not going to play, he isn't going to play. So it indicates the same meaning of he is not going to play. So here I have only used the word of he. You can also use it instead of he like this, she, it, or it can be the person's name, okay, etc. Okay, then we have already understand it. But if you want to use the person's name, you can just generally use this with this. But if you want to just use this, if you want to use this, you can also use this sentence, no problem. Okay, but it will be we are general not use this. We are always use this with the second contraction. So we have already cleared, and now we will practice the question. So what's the question here? Is he going to play tomorrow? Okay, so here we can get a word that is he going to play tomorrow? It's the only simple one example from here. So before the to be verb, we have to remember that is before the subject during the question, we have to put the to be verb, then our sentence becomes the question. You have to change the order a little bit. So like other sentences, our sentence become, for example, I can start with I. You have to put the am before the word of I, then our sentence become, am I going to play tomorrow? Are you going to play tomorrow? Are is always used with you, we, they. Are we going to play tomorrow? Are they going to play tomorrow? Is he going to play tomorrow? Is she going to play tomorrow? And you can just keep this on. Okay, same like the person's name, you can put the is after the word of persons, okay, which is also subject. Now we will try to concentrate it with the word of what? With the word of the negative sentence, the negative form of question. Okay, we can use it, that is, isn't he going to play tomorrow? Okay, isn't he going to play tomorrow? We can just say this. We can also say this with the word of am, but I is a little bit of different, because in this situation I it will be different. Why? Because we can't contract this, that is, aren't I going to play tomorrow? We have to put the word of am, then after the word of I we have to put the not, then our sentence become, am I not going to play tomorrow? Okay, same like you, aren't you going to play tomorrow? Here the word I have already used, aren't they going to play tomorrow? Aren't we going to play tomorrow? Isn't he going to play tomorrow? Isn't she going to play tomorrow? And then isn't it going to play tomorrow? Then you can keep your sentences go on. Okay, so today our lesson is a little bit of tricky. You have to just remember this structure. Okay, so this structure is only for will, and this structure is only for going to. Okay, so that's it. That is the main structure of our video. So if you like this video, just like, comment, share. And in this video we have already explored, that is, how to use. Okay, and in today's video I have already used with one word, that is play. But by watching this video you can use the multiple verbs, that is work, eat, okay, take, visit. Okay, like this you can create multiple types of sentences with many types of verbs. So that's it. So if you like this video, just like, comment, share, and follow my video. And thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next time. Bye for now.